Guys, like, comment, subscribe, share the video. Especially if you love MMA as much as I do and its history. This is another series of who would have won this and that. So here we go. And again, like I said, this is important. Some of you say, "Well, this fight never happened, or it could have happened, but it didn't happen, so it's already gone. The past, or both retired or whatever. So who cares?" Well, it's also something to think about. I know a lot of you like history, and a lot of you like MMA. So there you go. This fight is going to be about if Don Frye was in his prime, him fighting Forrest Griffin in his prime. And I know they're not from the same time period, but think about it. They were both pretty similar fighters. They were both brawlers. They were both guys that loved to stand and bang with you and hit you. And the fight was always exciting with those guys, right? So I think this would have been a perfect main event or a co-main event to the very least. Um, and I say co-main event because you might have had something bigger like Conor McGregor fighting that same night, realistically, or a title fight. And this fight could still be a main event without it being for the title, and probably outperform some fights that were title fights. So that's why this fight's such a big deal to me. I sat home yesterday and I thought about Don Frye. I ran into some old videos of him, and I thought about Forrest Griffin because I was thinking about The Ultimate Fighter, and of course Forrest won the first one. So if these guys had to fight at their best, I think Don Frye could have beat him. They're both brawlers. I just think Don Frye was better at brawling. And the fact that Don Frye would fight two or three guys in one night and win most of the time, that made him dangerous. He had some experience that Forrest Griffin didn't really have, you know. Not to say Forrest Griffin couldn't outstrike Don Frye. If it came down to it, if they had fought 10 times, Forrest Griffin would have beat him too. But if I had to put my money on it, I would pick Don Frye to win that fight. I just think I don't know if he would finish Forrest Griffin, but the fact that he could take guys down and would go for submissions, I doubt he would submit Forrest Griffin. I think Forrest would spend a lot of time on his back trying to defend the submissions, which he would be able to do very well. But if they were standing, I do think Don Frye would get the better because he's the better striker, in my opinion. He's actually knocked guys out with one punch, so that's also a big possibility. He would knock out Forrest Griffin on the feet. I don't think he'd knock him out, though. I just think it would be a wild, out, all-out brawl. And it would probably go to distance with Don Frye getting the better of it. And he was also pretty good at ground and pound. If you look at his fight with Ken Shamrock, he displayed that a lot. So I do think Don Frye would have won a very exciting back and forth unanimous decision over Forrest Griffin for that reason.